This is the 1 Billion Hungry initiative. What we need to do is we need to get our resources together. We need to get our tools, the tools that we were given. And we need to start it now. We need to start a movement. We need to start activism. What we're studying is people who are starving in the world. While we're sitting here going to food court all the time, saying, oh, I complain about this food. You know, people would die for that. Literally, people do die because they don't get enough food. So what we need to do is we need to work with the Dickey Center at Dartmouth. We need to work with other Ivy League schools. We need to work with everybody in the United States. You know, and we need to have a social network. We need to be creative in this initiative, and what we need to do is we need to take a stand now. We need to put emotion into this. You know, because if you just say this is just, you know, something that has to do with facts and information, but it's not. This is human lives that we're dealing with now.
1 billion people, that's the number of hungry people in the world today. Despite advances in crop productivity, despite the fact that there's enough food to feed everyone in the world, and despite the 1960s Green Revolution that brought high-yielding crop varieties to the poorest countries in the world. In his 1970 Nobel Prize speech, Dr. Norman Borlaug warned us, man can and must prevent future famines, instead of merely trying to salvage the wreckage of the famines, as he has so often done in the past. If we permit future famines, we will be guilty of criminal negligence without extenuation. It is a crime if we don't take action to prevent future famine. And we need to start this movement right here at Dartmouth and spread a national student movement to end hunger in our generation.
The truth is there's enough food for those 1 billion people. It's the decision makers who are deciding the allocation of that food, their policies. What we need to do is stand up for those people who are marginalized in the world, give a voice to the voiceless. At Dartmouth, we're going to start it at Dartmouth, go through the Ivy Leagues, and start a movement in the United States. And after that, we're going to give a voice to the voiceless and bird dog politicians so we can make a change. We need to harness the power to make a change now. And Dartmouth can start that.
Harry Chapin said, "Our lives are to be used, and thus to be lived as fully as possible. As it truly seems, we are never so alive until we concern ourselves with other people."
The problem with all this is that we're partly responsible for this. You know, there's hungry people out there, and we support big name corporations that take advantage of them. Okay, it's our duty as citizens of the world to petition our politicians and to just make noise about this. Let people know there are hungry people out there, and it's our fault.
Hunger is not just a problem in developing countries. It affects people right here in the local community. 9% of people in New Hampshire and 14% of people in Vermont are food insecure, meaning that they don't have enough food to meet their daily needs. This is a big problem, and we as Dartmouth students have a moral responsibility to do something about this. And we already have. Just a few weeks ago, several students, the Tucker Foundation and Dartmouth Dining Services put on an event to raise awareness about hunger issues in the Upper Valley, and students were able to donate. And we raised over $5,110. That will be turned into fresh produce and distributed by Willing Hands, which is a local non-profit in the area delivering to over 50 organizations. Through initiatives like this, we can all do our own part in our local communities to end hunger.
This summer, we're going to start the activism. We're going to start the movement. We're going to give a voice to the voiceless. We're going to help those who are marginalized. We're going to work together. And we're going to do it right.